answer the "tell me about yourself" question in an interview if you're a fresh grad? Now, a number of you asked me about this one, so here are 3 suggested steps. 1. Give an overview of what you studied and why you chose it. I studied marketing communications at X University, and I chose that because I've always been interested in understanding how to develop digital marketing strategies and how consumers respond. 2. Highlight relevant experience, including any skills you developed, volunteering, and any internships. I was really active in our student association, and I learned how to communicate with local businesses, and I created a donation campaign that raised over $7,000 for charity. Balancing this volunteer activity with my university work helped me to develop skills around prioritization and time management, which are essential for the role. 3. Why do you want the job? I've done my research, and it seems like this is the right company for me to do meaningful work, to get broad experience, and to contribute my skills in an area that I'm passionate about. If you've ever struggled with answering the classic "tell me about yourself" question in an interview, there are 3 steps you always want to follow. Step 1, who are you professionally? Share your current role, a little bit about your background and your responsibilities. I'm an IT consultant with 6 years of experience in the industry leading large-scale commercial projects. Step 2, highlight your experience and your expertise. Share any key points about achievements or anything that makes you stand out. Over the course of my 6 years of experience, I've really excelled at delivering before deadlines, and just last year I was named the company MVP. What I enjoy the most is the challenge of solving customer problems. And step 3, share why you want the job. While I've really enjoyed my current company, I'm ready for a new challenge and to be transitioning into a new industry, into a job I'm really excited about. And the final tip, make sure you practice. How do you answer the "what's your greatest weakness" question in an interview? Here are 3 steps. 1. Share a real weakness that isn't essential to the job that you're applying for. My greatest weakness would be that I get really anxious speaking in front of large audiences, and it negatively impacts my performance. 2. Share what you're doing to improve the weakness. To address the issue, I recently did a public speaking course which helped me to build my confidence, and I learned new skills. I've also joined a Toastmasters group to keep practicing. And 3, share the impact of your efforts to improve the weakness. Since doing the course, I've been volunteering for opportunities to present more at work, and my supervisor recently complimented me on my increased confidence. I've set some really clear goals so that I can continue to improve. Ever wonder what to say at the end of a job interview when you're asked, "Do you have any questions for us?" Here are 5 examples that you can use. 1. Can you walk me through a typical day in the life of this role? 2. What's the company culture like, and how does the team bring the values to life? 3. What does success look like in this position, and how is it measured? 4. Why did you join the company, and what's kept you here? And 5. Where do you see the company in 5 years? Good luck with your next interview. So you got the interview, but now what? How do you impress enough to actually get the job? The mistake a lot of people make during interviews is they focus so much on themselves. But in an interview, it's not really about you, it's about what the company you're interviewing for wants in you. If you really want to nail an interview, don't make it about you, and instead make it about what the company is looking for. You can stand out from other applicants by saying, "I have a lot of examples from my previous experience, but what would be most important for you to hear about? This way I can tailor what I share with you so it's relevant for our conversation today." Remember to ask the interviewer questions and then allow the conversation to evolve based on what they say. This will make it seem more organic. Finally, you want to make sure you view it as an opportunity to interview them about whether it's a place that you want to work at. Ask them about their culture, their challenges, and anything else important to you. You're scoping them out just as much as they're scoping you out. I hope this helps. A really simple way to make a really positive first impression when you just meet someone is to use their name. Remember that a name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. People love hearing their name, so it's really helpful to remember and use their name throughout the conversation. Here are 3 tips to help you remember names. First, clarify the spelling of it. For example, is that Sade with an SH or an S? It demonstrates that you're actually interested in them and makes you visualize it in your mind. Second, repeat it in the conversation a couple of times. For example, "It's great to meet you, Sade," and then, "Sade, how long have you worked at the company for?" And 3, try to make some kind of an association. Maybe Greg wears green or Hannah's from HR. By clarifying the spelling, repeating the name, and making associations, you'll make the person feel far more valued, and your brain will make a rich connection with the name of the person, so you'll be far more likely to actually remember it. Did you know that if you make a good impression in one area, it influences a person's impression of you in other areas? It's called the halo effect in psychology. You can use this to your benefit in a job interview, on a date, or anytime you want to make a good impression. The easiest way to do it is to find something you both like or something you have in common. Doesn't have to be a big thing. can even be really, really small. You're originally from Canada? I once visited Canada many years back during Canada Day and I have the best memories. Soon you'll be talking about how great Canada is, and the interviewer will feel all warm and fuzzy towards you. The halo effect means that those warm, fuzzy Canada feelings will influence their feelings about your job qualifications. So keep this tip in mind. Commonality connects. How do you actually get people to like you at work? Well, it's actually really simple. You just need to bring a dose of genuine kindness and compassion. These are the two most important and most influential qualities. Well, at least I think so anyway. There's nothing more powerful than compassion and kindness, especially in the office. It's about genuinely caring about people and wanting to help them. When you take opportunities to serve others and let your innate gifts shine, people notice and they appreciate that. Action is far more powerful than words alone. People are looking for some light at work, some human connection, some glimpse that there are people out there who genuinely care about them. And you can be that person just by bringing your authentic kindness, consideration, and care with you every day into work. This is what will establish you as someone positive, that others want to hang out with, want to be around, and want on their team.
When asked the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So many people respond by saying a job title of I want X title or I want your job. This question is kind of a bamboozle. They're trying to see, is this the path you actually want? Or are you going to get restless really quickly? So to avoid any misinterpretations, say this. Talk about your interest in deeply learning the industry or being the go-to person at the company with X skill from the job description. Instead of saying you want to get a promotion, talk about working on bigger projects. That's the result of a promotion. Instead of saying you want to manage people, saying you want to mentor people. That is one of the outcomes of having direct reports. This shows you to be really focused on results and personal growth. I'll also link a guide of how to answer the question, tell me about yourself. You're definitely going to be asked that. I'll link it in my profile. You've got this. Wi-Fi high five.
TikTok, this is why I love you, because you're asking smart questions. So if you get rejected from a job after you've been on an interview, please don't blow it off. You got through their hiring process and they didn't say, no, not ever, you stink. They said, not today. We had somebody that was a little bit better fit than you. That's okay. Don't throw the relationship away. Send them a message, show them your character and that you're willing to play the long game to get a job with them. Message them and say, thank you so much for the opportunity. While I'm sad that I wasn't the one that was selected, I'm happy you found the right candidate. And let me tell you that I learned so much about you. I am really inspired to work for you. So can you tell me what I can do to stay proactive and stay on your radar screen for future opportunities? What's the best way to stay in touch? That is such a sign of character. Employers love it because they hate rejecting you and they assume you're never going to want to work for them because of it. So when you take the high road, they're going to keep you in a special pile and contact you next time around.
This is how you answer, what did you do during quarantine in your next job interview? Let's get it. So what did you do during quarantine? I was mainly focused on what was most important, which includes focusing on my family, my health, and food and shelter. That being said, I'm excited about the opportunity to speak with you today about my career development journey and how I can be a valuable asset to your organization because of the skills I've developed during my previous experiences. These are 5 common mistakes people make during interviews. Let's get it. Sorry I'm late. Oh, there you are. It seems like we're running a little bit behind schedule, so we'll just get right into the interview. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about yourself? So I graduated with a Bachelor of Science, concentrated in finance. Okay, and why should we hire you? I just think this would be a great opportunity for me since I am looking for a company that has great work-life balance. All right, do you have any questions for me? Did I get the job?
Do this at the end of a job interview when they ask if you have any questions for them. Ask about the future. What are the biggest opportunities on the horizon? What are the biggest changes? This demonstrates you're really passionate about the role and gets them thinking about what it might be like to have you be part of that future.
Please don't do these things on your next job interview. Don't talk bad about your previous employer, no matter how evil they may have been, because if you talk bad about them, that shows your new potential employer how you handle situations and how you may be talking about them in the future. Try not to fidget too much, and definitely don't pick your nose. Oh yeah, I've interviewed someone who right in the middle of the interview. And if you have a nervous itch, you can always use your wrist, much better than the finger. Don't constantly ramble on about your personal life or stories. If it naturally comes up, that's great, but keep it short, conversational, and to the point. Don't ever get defensive about the title, offer, or money in an interview. If you don't know what to say, don't say anything at all. Just process the information, then go home, think about thoughtful questions, and then call or email to get clarification. And always wear pants in an interview, because I am not.
Thank you.